Hi there, Level Up Academy, Mr. Giese here. Today I'm going to show you how to make silly sketches. Here's what you'll need. You'll need a sheet of paper and something to apply color to whatever you create today. So, crayons, colored pencils, markers, watercolor paint, whatever you have available is just right for you. Today I'm going to be using my oil pastels because I don't get to use those very often, so I'm very excited to do that. Let me show you an example of what it is that we're going to be creating today. So I came up with this little character here, and I was trying to decide, since it's almost at the end of the year 2020, I thought I'd put a little 2020 twist onto this character by giving her a face mask. And you might be thinking, Mr. Giese, that's kind of cool, but it's not that silly, and I would agree with you. Here's where the silly part comes in. So we've got our character, face mask, or not, that's up to you. But watch this. That's the silly part. So today we're going to create our own creature together. So follow along with me and let's get started. First, we need to look at how this is set up. You'll see that I have my paper here. You'll see that it's in a zigzag formation, a little bit like a staircase. So let me show you how I do my folding for that. So on my sheet of paper, I've got my bottom edge right here. I'm going to fold it almost all the way up to the top. I'm going to leave about a 1-inch space between the fold here. I'm going to line my edges up neatly. I'm going to make my fold nice and tight. And now it might be a little bit difficult for you to see, but trust me that there is a little bit of a gap between the bottom of my paper and the top of that paper where it is folded right now. So right now I'm going to take this top flap, I'm going to flip it over, and now I'm going to look back at this bottom edge right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this into approximately 1/3, and I'm going to tell you my measurements are not exact and they do not need to be. So when I take this edge, to figure out thirds, your fold should give you about an equal distance between the top section and the bottom section. Same thing, line up my edges and make a nice tight fold. And just a finger test, not exact, but it doesn't need to be, and that's just fine. So I'm going to open it up and I'm going to show you that I've got my zigzag paper. I'm going to fold everything back up and I'm going to make one more nice tight fold right there. All right, when you are creating a character, most artists usually start with the eyes, and I'm going to do that same thing. So think about what kind of eyes you like to draw, get creative. Let's see what you come up with. I'm going to keep mine very simple, and I'm going to do nice big oval eyes. Now, my sketches are a little bit darker than they normally would be, and that's really just more for you to see what I'm doing, or so you can see it a little bit easier than you would if I'm doing my regular sketching. So I'll add more details into those eyes once we get to the color part of it. Let's put in, let's see, let's do one of these noses, like a little cat nose. Okay, and before I put in my mouth, I'm actually going to do the shape of my head. Now you'll notice that my head is going to go into both sections here, and we'll work through that together. So let's see, let's just keep it a very simple round head. Well, like that. And again, if it's a little difficult to see, it will be more apparent once we have more of a definitive character here. So this is what I'm looking at. Right now it's nothing special, but we're going to make it that. So one thing that I want to point out, this crease right here is actually the top and bottom of this character's mouth. So I'm going to do a very simple, kind of like a bubble lip. And I'll show that to you. And when we open it up, we have all the space in between. So what I'm going to do is really just connect the dots. So I'm going to take the bottom edge of my face and draw a line and connect it all the way up to the top so those lines match out. And remember that all of this will be hidden once we have the picture closed. And we'll put a fat bottom lip right here. With the top lip, it's important that we stay below this crease, otherwise it will show up on our closed mouth drawing. And if you guys have seen my Flex Fridays before, you'll know that I like the rounded teeth. So I'm going to stick with that here as well. And down here. And just for fun, I like to put the little tongue in the middle. Okay. And if I close that up, so I've got my basic sketch here. I open it up and is very excited. I'll close it up. I'm going to add just a couple more details. Let's put in some ears. We kind of have a cat character here. Little cat ears with a cat nose. Let's see. So right now, I'm just going to apply color to my creation. Sit tight. Okay, finished round one of my coloring. One thing to note, if you'll notice, I switched colors a couple of times within my work. That's just one of the things that I like to do when I'm using my oil pastels. So one thing that's very important is making sure you remember which colors you used, because when we come to the second part, when we do the face mask part, we want to match that as well. So right now, we've got our first fun little character. So if I bring it down here, I'm going to take the bottom half and fold that up. So I notice that I've got a little bit of a nose down here, and I've got my regular face down here. So I'm just going to kind of just again sketch out how I want this bottom part to look. And I think we're just going to keep, apparently I made a cat, because why not? Let's just make my my new cat friend really happy. Let's give him a big old smile here. All right. Let's see. So now that I've got my sketch, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to apply color and get everything to match up the way that I want it to. So here we go again. All right, and let's look at our final result. So we have our little kitty cat friend here who does not look amused at the moment. Let's call him Felix. Felix, what do you think of this project? Oh my. Felix, are you happy you did this project? Felix is happy. And I hope you guys are too. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you're able to create a lot of really cool sketches. And I hope I get to see them sometime. So that was really fun, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Make it a great rest of your day. Take care of yourself.